Rumour has it, Gen Z has become unemployable. They want a 50k base salary, fully remote working, a 4-day working week, and an associate title before IT has even set up their Outlook account. But behind the LinkedIn thought leadership, there is a real crisis in the employment sector right now. The latest figures show that 743,000 people aged 16 to 25 are now unemployed, which accounts for 42% of Britain's unemployment rate. Meanwhile, entry-level roles that people are told to strive for, software engineering, accounting, data, are among the fastest falling entry-level roles in the UK. So today, we investigate: has Gen Z become unemployable? The truth is that the UK's job market has weakened. If you look at it, you're seeing 712,000 new vacancies, which is 10% lower than pre-pandemic levels, ultimately meaning that for every vacancy, there are 2.5 people applying for it, which is the highest levels in the past 2 decades. So employers are now in a fortunate but difficult position because they have amazing talent applying to their companies, but unfortunately, no way to accommodate them because the roles are simply not there. And that is what has borne the extremely long recruitment processes, especially for graduates. That is now why you are seeing the cover letter, the CV, which was a normal thing. But now on top of that, you're seeing the hire view interviews, the numerical reasoning, the case studies which are required. And that is simply to try and narrow down the talent as much as possible. And this graph begins to show things a little bit clearer. So if I draw your attention to it, you can see that the blue line is entry-level roles, whilst the black line is the wider labour market. And you can see that they've almost moved in tandem. But one important thing to mention here is that it has clearly dropped the number of vacancies since 2022. Even after the pandemic, it's had a serious fall. In fact, entry-level roles has dropped 14% year on year. But the point I'm getting at here is entry-level roles and people applying to entry-level jobs don't feel left out here. Don't think that AI is the one stealing your role, because the wider labour market is suffering from the exact same problem. However, that being said, that doesn't mean that the job market is fair. In fact, it's the complete opposite, because someone who's got 3-4 years experience working in the finance sector, for example, can apply for not necessarily entry-level roles, but roles which only require a couple years of experience. Whilst a graduate with no years experience and just watching 3 YouTube videos on finance director doesn't mean that they can apply to become a finance director. So it is biased compared on how much experience you've got. But that only explains part of the story, because the next bit gets a little bit more interesting. So let me draw your attention to this report. It's a report created by the government and LinkedIn in conjunction, and they tracked 38 of Britain's largest industries for a single year. And they found of those 38, 30 within just a single year were hiring less, and 8 of those were hiring more employees. And it gets really interesting by the different industries that you look at, because the one which is struggling the most are the ones which you would have thought wouldn't be, because they require a degree, they require training, they require spring internships, they require so much hard skills to get to and understand and be able to get the job role. So if I dive a little bit deeper into this report, you can see that the job which has struggled the most is accountants. Accountants have fallen 29.4% in the last year for overall hiring. And it's not just accountants, it's also graphic designers, it is also software engineers. Some of the ones which you would have thought would never be replaced, but they are, and they're being replaced by software, because software can now do the exact role that these were doing. So you no longer need a 22-year-old analyst with his Patagonia Geely on, changing the font size from 8 to 6 at 8 o'clock at night, because Claude or ChatGPT or other specific softwares can do that for you. But on the flip side, you're seeing job roles which are actually hiring more. and that is your retail, your accommodation, your sales development reps, and your business development reps. And it's simply because businesses still need to bring in new businesses, and the way of doing that is through live human interactions. It's through persuading, it's through pitching, and that's exactly what these need to do, and that's exactly why we're seeing double-digit percentage increase in the hiring in these areas. However, we do have to be careful here because correlation is not causation. AI is not stealing everyone's role because it is partly to blame from the overhiring in 2021 and 2022, and companies finally getting back to a leaner cost base. But ultimately, it seems that entry-level roles are being affected most heavily by AI. However, when you actually look at it, is it just entry-level roles, or is it also more senior roles? Well, they aren't. The government did a study and looked at entry-level, management and senior hiring. And well, it found something a lot messier than AI simply deleting junior roles. Take engineering, for example. Entry-level hiring is down 19% despite studying a long 4-year degree, whilst for senior candidates, it's only down 10%, which is a big difference. That's 9 percentage points, which is showing you that companies are more willing to hire proven experience and talent than to invest their own money in training talent which may potentially leave or may potentially not live up to the people which have experience. And then let's look at finance. Entry-level hiring is down 15%, whilst hiring for managers is down 18%, and for senior hiring, this is 13%. So it's not just the junior analysts which are being replaced by ChatGPT or AI, it's also all the way up to the managing directors pretending to be able to read the work of an analyst. But that being said, the opposite effect is happening in places such as legal and in sales. For example, in sales, entry-level roles are down only 6%, whilst senior hiring is actually down 15%. And you can very easily rationalize this, right? Sales is an extremely difficult place to just replace people with AI. It just cannot be done because it's a people role and AI isn't a people person. But here's the thing, all of these different pressures all lead to the same thing for people applying to jobs. Is you need experience, because employers will always go with the safest applicant in periods of cautiousness. We've seen that over the past few years. In fact, we've seen that since 2020. But that ultimately raises the question, how have employers managed to get to the point where entry-level roles now require experience? And that is exactly what this final government graph shows. So let me draw your attention to this graph. Particularly, I want you to look at the blue line and the black line, but the blue line first. This is showing you the labour market tightness from 2020 all the way to the present period. And labour market tightness is basically a fancy way of saying the number of job opportunities per one applicant applying. So this light blue line represents the knowledge sector, and that is people in engineering, technology, finance, all things that you have to study a degree for. And it's had a pretty rough and wild ride. From 2020, it was pretty flat, and obviously it dropped because COVID. It increased steadily because everyone had been saving their money over COVID, everyone wanted to go ahead and spend it, and hiring increased. So we see that increase there. But since 2022, we've obviously, and as I've explained in this video, it's been falling all to a 0.68 per one applicant applying. Essentially meaning there is around 0.68 jobs per one applicant wanting to get a job. But we all know that, but this is the interesting thing, because if I show you the present sector, which is construction, accommodation and retail, they've been experiencing a completely different job market to what the knowledge sector has been experiencing. Yes, it was very much mirrored between 2020 to 2022, but in the late stage of 22, this sector had a complete divergence. In fact, the labour market tightness was nowhere near as tight. It was 2.5 jobs available per one applicant, which ultimately pushes up salary. Yes, they've had a slow trend of a decreasing labour market tightness, or in other words, a tighter labour market, but it's still, to this present period, there's 1.11 jobs available per one applicant applying, roughly meaning that people who apply are always going to get a job in this sector. And that is why there is often a lot of debate about people saying, yes, the job market is good, but also a lot of people saying, yes, the job market is bad, because we're seeing two separate job markets. And even if I zoom in to the graduate aspect now, last year alone, there was 140 graduate applicants per one role available. Go back 20 years, this was only 36. And even if you go to 2022, this was 86. So it's almost more than doubled in the past 4 years. But this leads me on to the second problem, and it's the problem which is quite overlooked as to why these numbers have increased so drastically, and it's because of AI. AI has made it incredibly easy to apply for jobs. Not only can it tailor your CV for the job, but it can also write you a cover letter, which often was quite a big task and a tedious task which people didn't want to do. And that is why recruiters have had to bring in more selective recruiting. It's had to bring in more phases and more ultimate checks to see if you are using AI. For example, there was a recruiter that I was talking to which uses AI to screen applicants to see if they had used AI, and they ultimately wouldn't get pushed through to the interview stage. So it can be quite dangerous actually using AI and putting out so many applications. But this is certainly part of the reason why applications for jobs have increased so much. So have Gen Z become unemployable? Well, not quite. There is a record number of people studying degrees right now and studying their bachelors, but also a record number of people studying their masters and going on to a PhD. So if you actually look at the student labour market, they are more educated, more rounded, and have studied for much longer than ever before, making them much better candidates. But the issue here is there simply isn't enough roles because we are going through another transition of the job sector. This happened during the Industrial Revolution, where people were factory workers and that moved away to more software, IT, and different things ultimately. And that's exactly what's going on in this industry at the moment. And if I was a betting man, I would say we're going towards more of the software avenue with software engineers, because that's where it seems that the job market is most interesting at the moment. Thank you so much for watching this video.